Hello and welcome, PocketWatch here, and it's about time for another episode of IO. Let's continue. I'm not going to talk, so let's just dive into the story, I guess. Yeah, let's just dive in. I don't know, I don't feel like talking much today, but we'll see. Okay. Hamburger steak, balaya.
そこまで詳しく解説するんだよ。
だって私びっくりして覚えちゃったんだもん。今までそんなに食べたことあるの？
ない。
Also, you made like very interesting. You told me very interesting idea about like perception, basically, in the comments. Like, for example, like because I saw like people interacting with Sakuya basically, so I think like she's real. But this is like actually very interesting point, that like Hinata may be like, you know, making her in his mind basically, and when like someone's speaking to her, they really speak to him. I don't have brain today to think about this, but yeah, like you've got like very interesting points out there.
大丈夫なの？
But anyway, yeah, I'll probably feel better when I read. I just don't have the best day today, but usually recording helped me out with this, so anyway.
よくわからないけど、今日は無性に食べたかった。
体が自然に求めてたのかな？
そうかもしれない。
Also, we had Sakuya from the very beginning when Hinata was a kid. At the same time.
でもむつきちゃんのことで進展あってよかったね。
まあそうだね。
While we're eating, I told Sakuya everything that happened after she left. I thought she was going to harp on me about why don't you take me with you, but it doesn't seem like she will.
最高レベルのシャマシュだったらどこへでも行けそうじゃない？
I mean, we lost one level. It's not highest level anymore.
何？
すでに管理者からマークされてる。エアもダメージから回復してるだろうし、ゲートで貼られたり、最悪アカウントを削除されてる可能性もある。
Okay. Well, that's just the worst case scenario. I still have that account, at least for now. It would be simple for them to delete it, but it's more important that they catch me alive to pump me for information.
そうか。じゃあもう一つの問題点は？
シャマシは単独登録だ。異性パートナーがいないと最終シナリオには入れないって話だし。
Oh, okay. Right, they said like they need a pairs, right? I think.
ああ、なるほどね。じゃあ今からまた私と一緒にする？どうしたの？
No, you are the one who's doing that. I resist the urge to say that and change the topic.
僕はまだサクヤの話を聞いてない。
A serious, slightly downcast look forms in Sakuya's eyes, and she mutters this.
ねえ、少し歩かない？風に当たりたいの。
She really is having trouble talking about it.
ま
I say that, and then we walk towards the usual place.
なんだか、やっぱりここに来ちゃうね。
There's the park. My gaze chases the image of the Mutsuki that's not here. The image dwells in my head and appears whenever I visit this park. We played it
あ、
once.
柊緑。あの元気な子がどうしたの？
Yeah, right. She went missing. True. Because it seems she's having trouble talking about it, I try cutting straight to the chase. That should save us both some
ま
time.
だ連絡取れないだけにしては、サクヤの様子ちょっとおかしいぞ。
そっか、そうだよね。
Huh.
実は彼女、彼氏ができたらしいの。
And it bothers you? So I guess she thinks like he kidnapped her or something. Probably.
What?
Because she suddenly disappeared, right? I never thought the conversation would head in this direction. To be honest, I'm bad at this kind of stuff.
その彼とはバビロンの中で出会ったんだって。
Okay.
だって
Come to think of it.
ねえねえさくちゃん、私さ、昨日さ、素敵な男の子にナンパされちゃった。
See? Like they had like conversation with each other. Like Sakuya is real. Come on. There's no way this is like perception of Hinata. I mean, it's interesting theory, but I kind of don't buy it for now. Like, you would have to assume that she's talking to Hinata, and Hinata, instead of like, hey Hinata, guess what? You hear, hey Sakuchan, guess what? And at the same time, her looking at Sakuya would also be Hinata imagination, because she would like have to look at him if she speak to him. It makes like there's too many plot holes on this. I kind of don't buy it.
ナンパ？一体どこで？駅前の商店街？それとも都心へ行ったの？それであんた無事だったの？
Yeah, and Hinata would have to like speak like this to her and stuff. I don't know.
それで私、ネットゲームで知り合った相手なんて得体が知れないからやめときなよ。
I see, so that's how it went.
それが元で大喧嘩になっちゃって、もう口も利かない絶好なんだからって言われてさ。
Okay. What are you, two kids?
それっきり。
絶好なら連絡取れなくても仕方ないじゃないか。
そうなんだけど、でも今までだったら沈黙に耐えきれなくて、絶対みどりんの方から謝ってきてるんだよ。
This is why I don't get
そ
girls.
れでなんだか私、どうしていいかわからなくなっちゃって。
緑の相手、ハンドルでも何でもいいから聞いてるの？
I see. It's just like Sakuya. She never asks any follow-up questions to her friends' stories. I can easily picture her doing that.
また学校が始まる。そこで必要なら謝ったっていいんじゃないか？
そうなんだけどね。なんだか気まずくて、それに。
Okay. What's more?
変な男に騙されちゃってるんじゃないかとか。
Yeah. Like I said, like she's probably worried that she got captured or something.
そんなに心配なら緑のうちに直接行ってみたら？
Yeah, good call.
だから気まずいんだってば。そのくらいのデリカシー持ちなさいよ。
I mean, that's normal? Like, what do you mean delicacy? Like, she's missing and you are like worried about her, so just visit her home. Yeah, like, Hinata's right here. Come on, I finally came up with a solution. That's your answer.
じゃあ今からその最終シナリオに登録する？緑が見たものが何なのか自分の目で確かめてみる。
やっぱ
I really want to look for the keywords Mutsuki left behind, but we won't be entering as Shamash, but as Hinata and Sakuya. Will it really work? Okay.
前回は3レベルまで上がってたんだよね。
Also, yeah, they play like in the party together. In the Babylon, people reacted to the both of them. They both have separate levels and stuff. Like, yeah, too many things don't add up. Yeah, I will just cross that idea. Interesting idea, but not buying this.
確かそう。
Having learned from our past experiences, we brought some drinks and foods to the booth in advance. Going on the net for so long really does make you thirsty.
じゃあ思い切ってバビロンにダイブと行きますか。
Also, this is also like you said, like it might be like similar to like Shannon thing from Umineko going on as well, but this is like totally different. Like, yeah, there were hints about stuff, but not here.
だね。
なーにそのノリの悪さ。
No, which one of us was to come one just a little while ago? Well, whatever. She's a little loud, but it seems Sakuya is the one who is more energetic. Okay.
じゃあシナリオアッシュールに向けて元気に出発進行。
Lario Ashur. What was that? Guardian Deity. Oh yeah, the justice thing. If they don't severely punish, they don't severely punished by gods. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
ちょっと待った。なんだこれ。
What happens? Level 3 to 4. Oh, we level up while being offline?
どうしたの？
Is that idle game? You gain experience while not playing? At that instant, overwhelming audiovisual information is downloaded for our headsets. Along with the carrying dazzling joy, it also steals away our ability to think.
あなたの不在中、シャドウが経験した情報を送ります。
Oh, it is an idle game. It does play itself while you are offline. That's why Shamash is like max level. Because the person like who left this account basically like probably somewhere in the beginning when this game started, and like Shamash just like kept leveling while offline. Okay, now okay, we got like a little bit of like in-game idea of experience. Okay.
相棒システムでより快適でリアルな体験を。
Realistic IO. Oh, IO! Input output. The name drop. We got a name drop. Everyone. Input output or login log out to allow to or disallow access to net servers. Inside, outside, 1 and 0, on and off. Machine language, yeah. Impossible calculation, yeah. So 1 divided by 0, that's what you said, like it could be called like that as well. Good catch. Straight line, I, and curved line. Oh, characteristic of the diversity between the two things. Okay. 1 0 in base 10 real numbers, it represents 10, and in binary digital numbers it stands for 2. This is actually interesting. It stands for 2, and you need 2 people in party to attend the event. I think I'm digging too much into this, but from 10, the Greek numerals also see this. We'll see this in a second. Io, a woman in the Greek mythology who was loved by Zeus. I had no idea, and therefore was hated by Hera. Hera turned her into a cow and forced her to wander the shores of the Mediterranean. The fuck is this word? Mediterranean something. She ended up in Egypt, where she became the goddess of the abundant harvest. Currently, Zeus and Io are linked by the moonlight that pours down into the shore. Okay, moonlight. Short for artificial intelligence operating systems, okay. AI systems allow shadows to wander around independently, acting as citizens of the Babylon. Oh, okay. So it's possible that all the NPCs that we see in the city are actually other players. When the player has logged out, when the player is logged in, all their actions, words, and data they access are recorded. When they log out, the shadow automatically interpolates patterns from these references and act accordingly. Oh, so they even act like normal person. Interesting. As the more the player plays the game, the more their data and memories are stored, and therefore the more their shadow reaches the point where they can act like the player. This is very interesting and important. This is a reference to what Ea said, I think, right? Like she said, like if you are Shamash or like not enough Shamash, something like you are not complete or something. Is it that? Referencing to this? So you're like training under yourself, basically? You're creating your clone, kinda? Interesting. X, variable representing an unknown number or mysterious person. Keys mark used in letters. kill, bump off, or designation X. Jesus Christ, cross, used in the Exarach logo. A very large X is featured prominently in the middle of their logo. Should I know this company? Who is that? Do we have them in the game? I don't know. And Roman numeral 410. Okay. Interesting. There's been like few interesting things in this. Worth remembering. More realistic experience. IO. What's that? And my shadows experiences from when I was absent?
シャドウを知らない？
That's the gray box we saw multiple times. And Shadow is speaking. Okay, now we know what's the second personality that we see. Or like, who's like questioning Hinata actions. It's like the shadow in the game is like imprinting on his real brain or something. That's why we have sometimes the gray box and the eye. It's like he's not in the game anymore. Or something. Maybe. But wait, but the gray box started way before Hinata started playing Babylon, right? Was he forced to play Babylon at some point? As a kid, maybe he don't remember that. Huh. Anyway. Yeah, the shadows. We had the shadows. Yeah, other self, net. Yeah, okay.
アイオンが何かも理解していない？
マニュアルやヘルプを読んでいないんだね。最近多いんだよね、そういうゲーマー。
まあ、何も読まずにすぐさまプレイできるゲームがいいゲームという風潮はこのところずっとあるからしょうがないさ。
This is so weird. Like, it's like multiple other people, like multiple shadows are talking to each other. What is happening?
バビロンでもそれはそうだよ。ただ始めるだけでプレイはできる。
それはそうだが、深い部分を知ろうとすると、やはりマニュアルは読んだ方がいい。
What is this conversation? When is this happening? What is happening?
そういうわけで、シャドウとはプレイヤーの分身たるキャラクターのことさ。アバターとも言うけどね。
Yeah.
そして IO はプレイヤーの介入なしでシャドウが自律的に動けるようにした画期的システム。シャドウとしては断然支持する方式だね。
まあ基本意思はプレイヤーを引き継ぐわけで、実体のないコピーロボットと思ってもらえればいいかな。シャドウはプレイヤーの嫌がることはしない。
Shadows want to things their player doesn't like. Okay, this is important, I think. Because if you think about this, like, Hinata as Hinata, like, character in the Babylon, yeah, he will, like, act like Hinata. But Shadow of Shamash, Hinata have no idea what this guy is capable of. He played once on this character, and this character have, like, max level of experience with someone else. Huh.
消されちゃうのは嫌だしね。こっちはデータの集合にしか過ぎないから、クリック一発で即デリートされちゃうかもしれない。
Yeah, this is like shadows, like AI players are talking to each other. Like they discussing the idea of shadow, and they are aware that they are shadows. This is like so cool and weird at the same time. So Hinata is like remembering like Hinata Shadow talking and discussing like game, basically. Now he's like regaining memories of the Shadow.
でも IO のおかげで喜んで
When he logged in?
シャドウだけじゃないんだ。結構歓迎してるプレイヤーだって多いんだ。
But Hinata didn't regain memories of Shamash when he entered the game with his account. That means you need to create your own, by yourself, accounts to gain these memories. Because then this character is like you, so this shadow is basically you. But Shamash is someone else's shadow, so... possible that after login to the empty account, the memories of the shadow can be transferred to the original owner, even if this owner did not enter the game? You know what I mean? Isn't it that advanced? Because, you know, Cybernet is everywhere, right? So let's say like Shamash been like offline for a very long time because he's like max level, right? So Hinata logged in, but the memories of like this like leveling process and basically like who knows how many years of being offline got transferred to the original owner of Shamash, not to Hinata, because it's not his account basically. That's why he didn't get like this. Huh.
なぜって説明は難しいな。ともかく体験してみてよ。
Okay.
そういうわけで今度は補足的に世界の説明をしようかな。
Who are you guys? Oh, and we suddenly switched to normal box. Why are you explaining so many different things?
神々の座す摩天楼。それがあのジックラと
This is so different.
市民レベルが低くては門前払いだしね。
It's other way around now. We always had like Hinata talking and Shadow basically glimpsing through his mind. Now it's other way around. Hinata is like saying what Shadow's saying and is like in his head, cannot communicate, but he sees what's happening. Yeah, so he's reading the memories. What the hell? Ziggurat, a low-level citizen that goes to the gates. Let's see citizen level. Fictional social status given to newly created shadows. Oh, okay. Who have just registered. If they break the rules or perform illegal act, their status get downgraded. If they cannot do much, they will lose the ability to access the public facilities in the game. Will be driven out of the residence and will lose the trust of others. If they perform ethical acts and are given honorable merits, other people they can be upgraded. Okay.
キャラクターレベルとは別なんだ。バビロンの運営、発展に寄与したとされるものに
Interesting.
ポイントが与えられて、それがたまるとレベルアップする。
So they have the morale system here. Okay.
逆に反社会的だと判断されると初期値より下がることもある。最低レベルのアウトローになると追放刑を受けて指名手配されるよ。
Okay.
アウトローには PK を規制するあらゆるシステムが外される。
Damn.
アウトローを狩ることは誰にでも許されているんだ。
いい毒公認の PK ができるってわけ。
Okay. I don't know you guys, but Hinata does. Okay. Yeah, like Hinata Shadow. Oh my god, this is so confusing, but at the same time, like, this is confusing, but at the same time, I feel like it's easy to understand.
最高レベルのハッカー。その実力はいい毒どころか、アヌンナキの三騎士もしのぐという。
Oh yeah, also thanks for clarification for me that Anuaki and Great Triad are different things. I thought that Anunnaki basically was just the Great Triad, but that was not. That's why like Shamash was outsourced employee that like left basically at some point, and he was also the part of Anunnaki, right? Yeah. Because the Great Triad is just a legend, basically. This is so cool, like this like shadows talking with each other idea. Like it's complicated, but like it's confusing, I guess. But at the same time, I feel like I'm not confused. It's very weird to describe. I have a feeling like I know what is happening, but maybe I'm just wrong.
外では都市伝説とか言ってるけど、ここじゃ明確に実在してる。かけねなしの本物の電脳神だ。触るぬ神にたたりなし。
Wait, what? The Eternal Outlaw, hey. So this is the hacker, right? His Excellency. Legendary hacker, yeah. So he's the outlaw, right? High level hacker. Yeah, okay.
そういえば最近新しくアウトローが追加されたんだよね。 これもまた高レベルのシャマシュって言うんだけど、
Yeah, okay, so they are aware of Shamash. In general, like, random shadows in the game are aware of Shamash. Went up against Anunnaki, okay. So now we have info that he was actually against them.
高レベルのユーザーの間で
I mean,
シャマシュ
we
が
know that Yayoi-sensei left too, so you can say that she's against them too. Yeah. Special force to handle Shamash. Okay, this is important. Okay, thanks for knowing. Thanks for letting me know. What was that? What did he just say now?
あーシャマシュは雲隠れしててまだ見つかってないみたい。
こんにちは。君たちもカップルみたいだけど、アッシュールに登録してるの？
It just says for Ashur.
登録の仕方がわからないのね。私たちはさっき
Midori!
来たとこだけど、
This is Midori Shadow! That's her voice!
あっちの地下駐車場でやってるよ。
That's her voice, right? No, that's not it.
いや、登録はここじゃないね。ここはいつもパーティーをやってて、パーティーを探す場所だよ。あれ面白くなかった？ひなたとさくやって、
お
もしかして君たち。
まさかさくちゃん本名で入ってるの？
Okay.
君もこの二人知ってるの？
So your shadows met with Midori and her boyfriend in the game while you were offline.
もってことは、
Just what are you guys?
君たちもアッシュールに参加する。
Oh, Idog.
ここで登録すると君たちの運命はシステムによって結び合わされる。どちらかが敗退するともう一人もそうなる。勝利は二人で協力して
Okay.
勝ち得ることができる。死が二人を分かつまでさ。
So Hinata and Sakuya actually entered the Last Judgment, the Ashur thing, while they were offline? This is
幸
crazy.
運を祈る。アッシュールの謎を解き明かしてくれ。
I see, but didn't he tell us any specifics on what we are supposed to do? Yeah, weird. Will they just hand us down an event when they feel like it?
あんたたち持ってないの？使えないわね。次の新月の晩までなんてとても出ないのよ。新月なんてシャレにもならない。新はどこ？あんたたちも探してるんでしょ？知らないって。
Hmm.
目
Okay.
障りだわ。
So Hinata and Sakuya are searching for Shin when they are like offline as well. Yeah, makes sense. If this is like the imprint of like the characters. Huh. Jeez, what's up with all of this and Sin? It's is this also an event? Could this mean that Ashur has already started?
拙者の名は勇者チキチータである。
Hi.
クラスメートのみどりちゃん？わからへんな。それより吉田知らんかな。ずっと見てへんねん。
Also, this is normal Chiquita, I think. It's not just a shadow. Yeah,
くそ。
seems like it.
バビロンで出会った女の子とよろしくやってんのかな。それらしき二人をハイビルで見た。それはいつのことや。よし、これから早速行ってみよう。
Okay.
情報提供に感謝する。
It seems like these visions are full of conversations regarding Babylon's inner circle. And then,
今のは一体。
apparently, our AI bots wandering around the world. It feels like my eyes are hypnotized with away, having been caught up in those bewitching images. When I come to my senses, I find that Saku and I are sitting on the park bench. And no, I think they're definitely Hinata and Sakuya. We were able to recall their experiences as if they were our own. It's like watching a home movie while I'm the lead actor.
システム。これがバビロンの力。
So, I don't remember exactly the color of the boxes early in the game, but does this explain like why we had like so weird switch of perspective while, you know, I don't know. Like when we saw, for example, the two shadow people basically talking, right? We were like in someone else perspective. Is that also like shadow memory? Is Hinata actually connected to Shamash account? Is he gaining like Shamash memories at the same too from time to time? Like when in the beginning there was a jump in the Babylon, because that was like 100% the Babylon setting there. When we had the Blood Moon and we had like Hinata jump basically. Was that the memory, like, was this nightmare a memory from Babylon or something? From his other account? That he's not aware of? Maybe they created account for Hinata when he was a kid? Or something? A lot of questions. But a cool system. For a while we do nothing and let this wind blow by. Of course we need to wear headsets in order to dive in. So it's not like anything else except audio-visual information was transferred to us. Still, yeah, also the worrying thing is that these shadows can peek into the reality. Because we saw them like talking to Hinata. Like Shadow of Hinata talked to him while he was like in real life just talking to someone. You know, we had this grey box, like he was like questioning Hinata basically, and Hinata is not aware of that. This is crazy. I swear he have like chip in the brain. Like it must be. Back to the fury of the brain, chip in the brain. Like he's like always connected to Babylon or something. In some way. Even so, we can feel the wind blowing here. If we divide it in using organic biocomputers, and if we could reach the point where we could perceive data with every part of our brains, then where would the distinction between what's virtual and what reality lie? Okay? In the end, brains are nothing more than instruments to analyze external data. If all the data was fictional then... If that fictional information was a spitting image of reality, then there would be no distinction to us. In other words, virtual space would replace reality. Like, there's no way we are going to dive into like reality within reality. I swear, if like the plot twist is going to be that Hinata is living in a fake world and he's like, I don't know, like lying in coma or something, and he's actually living in fake world, and Babylon is like even deeper space than like his fake world. He's like in the third level of deepness of the fake thing. Like he's living in simulation and diving into the simulation while being in simulation. What the fuck? Okay, I think I go too deep. If that's the case, then isn't there also a possibility that my life, which I'd believe to be part of reality, up until now is actually a virtual story constructed by someone? Oh no. Also, what if like Mutsuki is actually like, you know, never run away, and like there was some accident in real life when like Mutsuki is alive but she feels regret that Hinata is in coma or something, and she created a game so Hinata can like, I don't know, find her and interact with her again or something. I don't know, like for some whatever reason. Like you know, like what is happening? Yeah. Oh yeah, this is the eye. See? It's happening again. Doesn't it depend on the definition of reality? That's a philosophical question, even right now. Doesn't it feel like someone's watching you from slightly above the back of your head? Oh my god. It's happening. It's our shadow. It's like Senki no Inganok. It's a clown. In the rear of our eye. That we never see, but we know it's there.
どうしたの？すごく顔色が悪いけど。
なんでもない。
さっきからずっと起きてたじゃない。
なんと言えばいいか。つまりバーチャル酔いをしてただけなんだ。
For an instant, I felt a gaze within me. It's looking at me. It's looking at me. It's looking at me. It's looking at me. I'm here. Where am I? Where am I?
でもとりあえず
What the hell?
無事だったみたいで。
I love this. So, I guess like my ideas about like some second personality trying to take over the body, like the real body, may be actually kind of true. Or something like that. I still don't know, like, I mean, why you can say it tries to escape the virtual, like the fake virtual world and become real since it became sentient. Like, it's like sentient AI that's trying to escape to reality. So it's like hijacking the brain of its user or something. Maybe Mutsuki never wanted that, and this is just a side effect. Maybe that's why Yayoi-sensei left, because she's been aware of these things. And she didn't want to have part in this because she saw a danger in the shadows. In creating the shadow system. But others did not. What if like the nightmare we had with Mutsuki about save me? Was that like shadow of Mutsuki is trying to take over her body or something right now, you know? Like this shadow is influencing her more and more or something. It was not the idea in the beginning. I just have so many questions. Like this system is so simple at the first thought. The shadow system here. But there's so many implications of this, I have no idea what to do with this. A relieved expression forms on Sakuya's face, but is that really right? How can you say that the ones our shadows came across weren't also shadows? Oh my god, oh my god, we're going into oh my god. Oh my god, shadows creating shadows. Oh no. So we log in, we create the original shadow, and then this shadow. Oh no. I swear Hinata is in coma or something. Like, imagine that. Hinata's like in coma or something. So he logged into the Babylon. Like Babylon exists, let's say, right? Like Babylon actually being created, right? The real game like this. So Hinata is set to play Babylon. So he create his shadow. And this shadow that is like in real life logged into Babylon that is inside the Babylon, essentially creating another shadow. And since this next Babylon is also based on the real world, it can log in into another Babylon, deeper. How many goddamn shadows can you one person can create? Okay, 1 second. I need to draw something. I need to like visualize this. Maybe what I'm talking makes no sense. 1 second. Okay, so basically what I mean is that we have Hinata, right? Like, okay, I will just do this. Like we have Hinata, right? Like a real body, right? So he's basically in the... So this is like the alpha world, basically. Wait, let me just... Okay. So this is like alpha world Hinata, right? And he's being made, or willingly, who knows, is making account, right? So he's logging into the Babylon, or something equivalent to this, creating essentially Hinata 2, aka Shadow, right? Shadow 1. So this is Hinata 2, but Shadow 1 inside the Babylon. And this is... assuming there's no other layers, okay? So we're going with the simple. So this is the IO. This is what we play. This is the original, what we see, basically. And we, right now, just created, we just logged in. We just log in into another Babylon. Within the Babylon, creating essentially Hinata 3 and Shadow 2. And it can go so on and so on. And this part is the IO Babylon. So this is the version of the IO that they playing. See what I mean? Like, this is so goddamn confusing. I mean, it's simple, but also interesting. Because, like, Hinata created this, so this Hinata may not be, like, depending on how long it takes, you know? Because this Hinata might not even remember that he created this Hinata. So this Hinata have no memory of his original body. And also this Hinata is at the same time shadow of his previous self. And while this Hinata creating this one, this shadow became the shadow of the Hinata 2. That's why it's Shadow 1. Also, I can call it like Hinata 1 as well because it's Shadow 1. Yeah. Theory crafting at its finest. Anyway, let's continue. Came across weren't also shadows. A sensation that reality doesn't feel like reality. The virtual space feels like reality because of that. It means, on the other hand, everything feels false. What is the answer?
いやー、かわいい。もしかしてこれがレミちゃん？
Oh. Okay, she showed up to Sakuya now. Hi. Random find.
ハロー。もう、お兄ちゃんもラビーもこんなところでラブラブしてる場合じゃないって言ったでしょ？
The one who shatters that reality is a messenger from another dimension. Ram the fairy? Just who are you? Also, yeah, this is there's possibility that the IO word is actually the first word, okay? Like, the idea of Hinata being in coma is, I guess, like, side effect of me overthinking stuff. Like, but in general, you see what I mean, right?
ムツキなんだよな。
Okay, he's straightforward asking this.
レムは妖精のレムだよ。
Okay. Make up your mind already. She might be a shadow of Mutsuki.
やっと会えたね。私楽しみにしてたんだ。いつかきっと実際に会えるって。
That's why she's so cooperative with Hinata and stuff. Because Mutsuki will be cooperative with Hinata, right? What do you mean, actually? I was sure we would actually meet someday.
そうなの？
Huh.
レム難しいことはわかんないんだ。ほらほら、頭こんなに小さいから。
She's clearly different from the one at the fortune-telling place. What is that? The instant I think that, a realization come directly into my head like a streak of light. There's multiple lamps? Multiple shadows of her? This is a shadow who's been separated from the player control. Oh! I mean, I said like it might be like she might be shadow of Mutsuki, but it is possible that the fairy is also player controlled, and this is the shadow of just, you know, of the player character. Okay, sure. I thought she's like actually the non-player character, I thought, but I might have been wrong then. Just like how Hinata acted independently in the time I was away, in accordance with my fundamental policy, this realm is also currently separated from someone's control. Judging from how complex divination ability from the one at the fortune-telling house, the one there that time was probably an actual person. And that wasn't Mutsuki. In that case, then that means my theory that Rem is Mutsuki's shadow has crumbled. Okay. Then what is Rem? Just an irregular coincidence that appeared in cyberspace?
でもどうして私のことをラビーって呼ぶの？だってウサギさんみたいなんだもん。ほら、ぴょーんぴょーって。
Why are you calling her Rabbit? As she says this, Rem points at Sakuya's hairstyle.
ああ、これね。うん、自分でも気に入って。
Why everyone sees Rabbit in this hair? I would just take it face value, but... Okay.
それになんだかラブラブみたいだし、だからラビー。
Wow, okay. Okay. That's why. Hey, don't
レ
blush.
ムは僕に何を伝えたい？
そうだ。お兄ちゃんは早く謎解きをしてよ。
Oh, the crossword?
謎解きってクロスワードのことか？
誰が聞いてるかわからないでしょ。
Also, one thing to note. The player, Rem, was talking to Shamash. Shadow knows that Hinata is playing as Shamash. Are we being watched? Is Rem trying to avoid that surveillance? If that's the case, then it's safe to say the ones who can observe the information being relayed right here, right now, are the managers of the Babylon Idok. If I assume that's true, then is Mutsuki actually being confined by Idok? Then that will make Rem a top secret messenger sent by Mutsuki.
でもね、どうしてひなたのことはお兄ちゃんなの？なんだったっけ？なんか理由があったんだけど。でも、どうしてお兄ちゃんって呼んじゃいけないの？ジュネーブ条約でそう決まってるの？
決まってない。といえば、ジェネーブ条約はちっとも関係ない。
That is strange. Also, my brain shut off for a second there. Sorry about that. I was thinking about some stuff that been hunting me today. Maybe I shouldn't have recorded actually. Wait. What just happened? Why you call Hinata Oni-chan? Yeah, okay. See, I spaced out on this. Why indeed? There probably was a reason, but it's been long forgotten. Okay, so the shadow doesn't remember. It's from the very beginning, it seems. Somehow connected to Mutsuki. Maybe not Mutsuki per se, but why can't Lem call him Oni-chan? Was that the cyber convention? Yeah. Why can't? Okay. Nothing to do with it. Yeah, okay. It feels like I've heard a conversation like this before.
それとも、
Interesting.
ちゃんって呼ばれるのが嫌？
I immediately tried to reply with, of course I don't, but the words won't come out of my mouth.
嫌じゃないならいいじゃん。
When I look at those sincere eyes she's looking at me with, I suddenly feel like I can't flat out refuse her feelings for some reason. Are you actually Mutsuki? Somehow? Is this her fairy magic at work or something?
でも、理由なんかないの。お兄ちゃんはお兄ちゃん。それ以外に呼びようがないんだもん。レムが生まれた時からそう決まってるんだもんね。
Interesting statement, something that Lem decided the moment she was born. Ah,
うん、そうか。
interesting. So you knew who Hinata is from the very beginning, when you've been created. Interesting. Hey, why are you agreeing with her? Ah. And shadows aren't born, they are created. Well, if you are like self-aware enough, I guess, then you will think that you are born. This is why I don't get it. Well, I've said it enough already.
ねえレム、
何お兄ちゃん。
At random requests, I draw my mouth close to her ears. I don't know how admins process data that is whispered, but I can't help but do it.
キーワードがないから解けない。
Yeah.
だからそれは全部じゃなくても今までのいろんなところにも散りばめてあるの。もう
You've seen up until now.
昔から鈍感なんだから。
Okay, we're going to the clue hunting. I wonder if she means like we saw the clues maybe in real world or we saw them in Babylon. I think she means the real world though. Wait a second, what did you just say? Blockhead? No. Back then? Oh, wait. What is happening right now? So you met in the past. Your shadows met in the past, maybe. No, wait, what? But you created Shadow recently. I swear you were like maybe logged into the... You were like one of the first residents of the Babylon, probably. Like your parents created Babylon. And you were like the first kids that logged in. Or something.
もうお兄ちゃんたら鈍感なんだからいつまでもそんなんだったら彼女とか絶対できませんよだ。
Mutsuki, I almost said that, but I managed to master my own self-control. There's no doubt about it. All of the information is fake. Rem is Mutsuki's shadow, I'm sure of it. Yeah, like she's like behaving way too weird. What the hell?
そうなんだよね。ほんとデリカシーなく。ラビーも苦労するよね。よよよ。
And they are on such a good wavelength, these two.
いいなこんなの。なんだかレムちゃんといるとのびのびできる。なんでかな。
Also, imagine, like, let's go to, like, the idea of, like, Hinata being in coma, right? Imagine if, like... No, it doesn't make sense, god fucking damn it. But what if, like, Sakuya is, like, if like, the IO in general is, like, the game, right? So Hinata is unconscious, and Sakuya is actually a player, and it's created character, but it's Mutsuki. What if Mutsuki playing as Sakuya? And sometimes she's logged off and she behaves differently because it's a shadow. Does that mean Rem is shadow of Sakuya then? Which also will make her the shadow of Mutsuki from the another layer? I'm so overthinking stuff right now. I'm so overthinking stuff.
ああ、そういえばシンって誰？
I desperately stop her. Mutsuki and Sakuya were once good friends. Especially natural and only a matter of time until Sakuya reaches the same conclusion as I did. But I need to hurry.
シンバビロニアの月の神だよね。シュメールだと何
Yeah, we know.
じゃあバビロンだと？
バビロンっていうとアヌンナキの優秀なハッカーだよね。
Okay.
IO とかのシステムを構築した。
Sin was responsible for the IO system. Okay. In addition to selling narcotics for pleasure, Sin also built the IO system. Is that really Mutsuki? Like, self-running machine, like you're selling narcotics for pleasure at the same time, make the system where you buy the stuff even when you are offline. Jesus. Also, yeah, to be honest, like, I know I overthought stuff, but I don't think Hinata is unconscious, okay? I will just go with easy way, and I will say that IO is actually like real and the Babylon is just first layer, okay? and this is just one jump between Shadow and the real thing. There's no like anything before. I think like it's just overdoing stuff.
それっていつのこと？
But the thought was there.
もうそんなの普通にデータバンクに聞けばわかるもん。だいたい2年前だよ。
About 2 years ago. Okay.
それは
There's no need to say that. That's when Mutsuki vanished. Right. Huh. If that's the case.
シンはそれから何をしてるの？
何ってずっと IO システムのオペレーションとメンテナンスだよ。だって開発者なんだから当たり前じゃん。
Was Mutsuki really sane? And if so, did she run away from home in order to manage Babylon? Was it because Babylon was Mutsuki's new reality? That thought makes me feel so nauseous that it almost feels real.
大丈夫ひなた？
な
Also, if you think about this, shadows work just because player is offline. Player can be dead and they will work. Just saying.
もうお兄ちゃんたらすぐラビーに心配かけるんだから、ラビーもお兄ちゃんの面倒見てあげてね。
Without realizing it, I've stopped feeling resistance towards her calling me Oni-chan. I don't need a reason for
それ
that.
は言い過ぎだろ。
うん分かってる。じゃあもうレムン行くね。まったね。
おい、
行っちゃったね。
The sound effects of her are amazing.
そうだね。
なんだか去りゆく夏を惜しむホタルみたいで綺麗で儚い。
But it's still spring now, isn't it?
綺麗な夢でレムちゃんなのかな。
Why it's so long? Huh. I don't know why they... Okay,
あ、
sure.
そんなことないだろ
うんひなたはそうやってすぐ相手のことを否定する。
Beautiful dream. Is it really some secret hiding in Rem's name as well? As I'm thinking deeply about
呼
this,
ばれて飛び出て即参上。
no one called for you? Yeah, no one called for you ever. Man, such a lame punchline. Okay,
う。ただいま。
okay. You're saying this even though you entered an empty house. Yeah. How long did I record actually? 1 second. Oh shit, wait, I've recorded quite a long time. Okay, so I'm going to end the episode actually here. We just went back home, I guess, and we'll see what happens next. Maybe something crazy. Actually, you know what? Let's continue a little bit more until morning. Yeah, let's do that. Because there must be like soon like morning or something, right? 1 second. I know no one will respond. Even so, it greatly diminishes the feeling of the loneliness I was having earlier. Why is that? I'm alone right now. But I don't feel like I'm alone. There's something warm in my heart. In Babylon, I came into contact with IO system. A puzzling experience, if ever there was one. I felt Mutsuki alive in there, but doesn't that mean that Mutsuki's alive as long as Babylon continues to exist? Not necessary. As I said, Shadow can work when user is dead. All we know is that Sin is managing the IO system, and like Mutsuki can be dead or never logged into the Babylon again for whatever reasons, and Shadow will just continue managing the system because it have experience in this. There's no requirement for player to log in ever at certain point. This is crazy. I guess there was some use to diving in there after all, even if only to feel a sense of reality. So also, what was Shamash doing this whole time, since he's like so much of high level up? Like, what was he doing this whole time, actually? And also, what is like... I forgot Yao-sensei avatar name. Her avatar doing, actually? Is it deleted? If it's not deleted, it's still in the game. It's still managing stuff. As she was like one of the creators, right? Was our dad actually logging into the Babylon? Does he know the Babylon? Is our dad Shadow in the game too? Jesus. So many things. I guess there was some use to do diving in there after all. Even if only to feel a sense of reality. Wait. Oh, feel a sense of reality after coming back, I guess. What are Hinata and Sakuya doing right now? Are they playing the final scenario while I'm here? Maybe they're making babies. You don't know. You will know after you log in. That means my shadow is my other self. And yet not me. Doesn't it? Yeah, it can act independently. And it's questioning you sometimes. It's peeking into your brain. Yeah. Like, Shadow is programmed on your acts in the game, but at the same time, it's AI that can develop itself. So it can, like, actually diverse from what you would like to do. But when I return to Babylon, we fuse together. If that kind of shadow has self-consciousness, then yeah, it will be terrifying for him to wait to be overridden by the player. Like, imagine you exist, right? And you know that, because the shadows were aware that they are shadows, right? So they're like, yeah, I kinda, like, shadow kinda die the moment player log in. It's like player existence is overriding their existence. They are second sort. There may be some kind of like shadow revolution going on. To them, they are the real deal, and the Babylon is the real board. And the players are characters summoned from the parallel universe to possess them. It's a world that lies beyond the mirror. This is actually the perfect explanation. For all I know, that might be wrong, but I feel like I'm slowly beginning to understand why Mitsuki chose the charm of the innovative job managing Babylon. I swear, if like Hinata is actually unconscious or something, and this is actually like, what if we are playing a shadow basically? Like, he's thinking about shadows in the Babylon the same way, while he's also a shadow. What if we are not real, like ourselves here? Like, I need to finish this episode soon. I cannot handle this. Please end. It rained in cyberspace as well. It was prose, natural phenomenon caused by the admins, whom you could call gods in that matter. But every single drop that hit me felt so cold, so real. Oh, we're back to this. Is me recording this actually real? Or am I shadow? Wait, what's it? God damn it. This is not real. Afterwards, Sakuya cross-examined Inaraki. Sorry, I mean Chikita for a bit.
確かに見つかりはせえへんかったとはいえ
Okay.
何か手がかりでも
どうも2人とも時間転移された臭い
Time warp? What?
実感
転移だって
うん拙者はまだパートナーが見つかってないから外部から観察してる
Okay, so if you have pair, then you use time warp to enter the event? Are we going into the future or into the past? Could it be that only couples can participate in the scenario Asher? Probably.
どうもあの最終シナリオきな臭すぎる
まあ最終と歌われてるぐらいだから いろいろ仕掛けもあるんだと思うんだが。
Yeah?
ポイントで2人は全く逆の時間
And they said that if your other half
飛ばされるらしいんや。
dies, then you get the heat too, right? Or something. So there is possibility of dying there. So maybe people dying in real life are the people who died inside the final judgment Ashur thing? Ah.
そして離れ離れの時空で事件を解決せえへんと再開できへん。
The point that two will be flying a complete opposite time axis. In other words, the past and the future.
男
What?
とペアで入って離れ離れになっちゃうの？
うん。普通なら絶対ありえへん事態なんやけど、何しろ曰く付きのシナリオやからな。
Does that mean that Sakuya and I will eventually be separated as well?
スペースでは遠く離れた国に住んでいる2人がバビロンで出会って結ばれる。ところがそれがシナリオの都合で引き裂かれ
And
る。
since Midori is missing, I assume like they cannot log out while at the event?
反響欄になるカップルもいるそうやで。シナリオの途中で挫折して自殺したり。
Oh. Oh.
自殺？
おいおい。たか
Yo.
がゲームの中の出来事なのに大げさ。
甘い。
うん。
Rikita suddenly turns towards me and points at
我
me.
々 IC にとってリアルスペースこそが歌方の夢。ネットの中の空間、それこそが真にリアルに実感できる場所なんや。
Integrated circuit. Jesus Christus, Latin for the Jesus Christ. I see. Imaginary children. I see for short those who suffer from being unable to feel their own existence in the real world, but have adapted to operating telecommunications and other networks. Wait, what? Able to feel their own existence in the real world? In virtual worlds, they don't even need to be connected to everything via electronic link. That's because they can feel an overwhelming sense of self and sense of completeness there. And so they become more sensible faster and they operate things more accurately. I swear to God, Hinata is like unconscious and... Oh my God, is this actually going to be a plot twist of this? Or I'm just like rooted too deep into this now? Therefore, rather than being called a mental illness, it's been interpreted as humans' mental makeup being optimized to follow in accordance with the new world. Their existence might be a new breed of humans born because they're needed in this era. Being unable to feel their own existence in the real world, aka being a vegetable. But have adapted operating systems, in other words, networks. They don't need to be connected to everything via electronic link. So basically, you just command everything. You have sense of self. Because you are not aware of your real body, then the body that you created is real for you. Does it make sense what I just said? I cannot. Please end. Morning, come on.
したがってバビロンで繰り広げられる悲劇は現実よりも胸に迫ってくる。君には分からへんのかな、現実世界が嘘くさく思える感覚が。
Also, what if we like... Okay, let's go back a little and let's say that Hinata is not like in coma or anything. So people who were like dying in real life, they were so much connected to Babylon that they forfeited their like real lives because they thought like Babylon is real life. So when they died in the Babylon, they suddenly realize like it's all been fake. And they just end it. Because they feel like they should die. Because they died in the world they thought this is real. What is going on? Why this thing was created? What the hell you thought while making this thing? Also, still Mutski plan. Why Shamash? Like, why idea of like? Okay. Anyway, I swear, like our dad is somewhere in Babylon right now. He just went to some like secure place and tried to find Mutski in the Babylon as well. He's just hiding from us. I swear. You ever felt like the real world feels fake? Oh my god. Oh my god, he just called this. Like with the twins? Like we question reality? Oh no, oh my god. No, more importantly, how does Iganaki know how I feel? Can he see into my mind? Or is Iganaki also the same as me? Above everything else though, the last thing is the only thing I don't want to admit. More importantly, and on top of that, my mind isn't working very well. Mine too, Hinata, don't worry about that. We're going to end this soon, hopefully. Even the fact that I'm unsettled right now is making me unsettled.
それで緑と吉田君はこことは別の時間軸に別個に飛ばされたというのね。
確証はないけど、目撃者の話では空中に突然鏡の合わせに次元の輝くゲートみたいなのが現れて、二人別個に吸い込まれたっていうことや。
Okay, sure. We're going sucked into the mirrors.
光のゲート。
That was the conversation we had. And then all of a sudden the conversation went dead. It seems like there was nothing more we could do on the net to investigate our classmates' whereabouts tonight. I checked the clock to find that it was close to 11 p.m. Okay. I said our farewells to Inagaki and walked Sakuya home.
もう行っちゃうんだね。
Sakuya stood in front of the house and looked at me with upturned eyes, looking like she was reluctant to part with me. She was clearly depressed about not being certain about her friend's whereabouts.
明日になればきっときちんとしたことがわかるよ。
I say that as if I'm trying to persuade myself of that as well. Sakuya was clearly trying not to go into her house. I looked up to find that the lights were on, even though no one should have been there. Huh. Lately, more and more people have been leaving their lights on, even when they leave the house in order to prevent their homes being robbed. But I think in her case, it's because she can't stand going home to a completely dark house. That's something that resonates deeply in my mind as well. Suddenly, I realized something strange. Even though Sakuya's always coming over to my house, she never tried inviting me over to hers. It makes sense when a scary dad of hers is there, but right now there shouldn't be anyone else there. Huh. But I'm just being cautious because I'm a boy. No, if that really were true, then it would make more sense if she didn't come to my house. In that case.
ひなたは黙って消えちゃったりしないよね。
Okay. What if Sakuya losing her sense of reality or something? Like everything that we learn about shadows and stuff, what if she thinks actually what I thought about Hinata? Like what if from Sakuya perspective, she thinks everything else is fake, like Hinata is fake, Hinata will disappear and stuff like this. What if she thinks everything is fake, but it's real instead? Oh my god. What is happening?
それはそうなんだけど、私誰かがきちんとこの世界につなが
Tying me to this world.
なんだかこの体
This body of mine will vanish. Okay, you think you are Shadow or something. I swear, this is so weird right now.
サクヤ。
As she says this, I wrap my eye. Or like she thinks she's just a data? What is going on? As she said this, I wrapped my arms around her shoulders that were trembling in my little spasms. Her soaking wet body looked smaller than usual. Because of the rain, our bodies weren't warming up in the slightest. Despite the fact that Sakuya was pressed against me, her trembling passed from her body into mine. Only her eyes seems to have any light in them. And then?
じゃあまた明日バス停でね。
Sakuya backed away from me as if she were peeling herself off me. In that instant, it felt like my soul had been split in two. Shadow and Nata. I feel like that the sentence was on purpose. Soul being split in two. I just waved my hand, unable to say anything meaningful. In an instant, Sakuya turned around and disappeared through the front door. Her hair swayed like the rabbit's ears. For a moment, I was captivated by the illusion that Sakuya is going somewhere far away. I shrugged my shoulders, and just when I tried to turn around to go home, I took a quick peek back to find Sakuya's face, sticking out of one of the windows.
おやすみ。風ぶり返さないように早いとこ風呂に入って温まって寝るんだぞ。
There was no sign of the solemn state she was just moments ago. She's such a neighborhood nuisance at night. Or we've been like with Shadow all the time, and when she... Or maybe we've been like with real Sakuya, but now when she entered the house, she's a Shadow? Or is it other way around? Like, what is happening? Is this real or not? I'm questioning everything right now. I think like this is real words, because like going deeper is going to be too weird. Anyway, although I thought that, a smile instinctively rose to my face.
それはこっちのセリフだ。早いとこそのびしょ濡れの服を脱いでとっとと熱いシャワー浴びてこい。
あ、
何？
今なんかいやらしい想像したでしょ。
She said that before too.
はい。なんでそうなるんだよ。
え、しなかったの？
結局どっちがいいんだよ。
もう鈍感なんだから。決まってるじゃない。どっちもよくて、ど
Wow.
っちもダメなの。
No, that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
とにかく、私はいつもサボテンと同じ気持ちなんだからね。わかった？
I always feel the same as a cactus. What? What do you mean you're always prickly? Was there a reason to specifically tell me that?
と、分かったような。
もう全然わかってない。
はいはい。僕は女心が全然わからない。僕年人ですよ。
I don't understand her either. What do you mean cactus? Why you're like cactus?
わかればよろしい。
What do you want? Well, I don't really get it, but it seems it's really true that I don't get tired when I'm with Sakuya. Perhaps she thinks the same of me. And with most days, I part with her feeling like that. The hands on the clock went past midnight a long time ago. With this, my school break is officially over and it's now Thursday. I never thought I'd be looking forward to school this much. There's several mysteries still plaguing me. The keys to solving those mysteries are also waiting for me at school. My classmates, Yayo-sensei and... I took a quick shower and absent-mindedly changed into night clothes. That said, I'm still not sleepy. I'm not scared of sleeping anymore. It's just that before I do, so that's something I have to do.
よし。
Okay. The place where Mitsuki hid the crossword clues. It's obviously that they're most likely in her room. Since no one cleaned it up, she must have left the clues at the same time she ran away from home. Okay. Just like the book with the password in it. Dear, dear, I shall be too
大
late.
変だ、大変だ。もう遅れちゃう。
Okay. Something about clock? Memory serves me right. Wasn't the rabbit summoned to a tea party? Oh, yeah. Okay. So we go for the Alice in the Wonderland. Wait. Or was it that he was summoned by the queen? I don't remember, to be honest. I've never really learned that story. Like, I never read that, really. But does that quote mean that Saku and I are late for something?
どこから手をつければいいんだろう。
I don't know if I should continue or not. Oh my god, this is like 2-hour episode now. What the fuck? You know what? I don't know where you should start looking, but I think I should end the episode and we are going to try to solve the crossword next time. Because this episode been insane enough, my brain just stopped working at some point. I overcooked so much. I need to calm down, basically. Oh my god. Like, half of things I said probably makes no sense today. But anyway, yeah, comments are yours. Let me know in the comments what do you think about this whole situation. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. So yeah, click the like button if you liked the episode, subscribe for more, check my Discord, and become a member if you'd like to support me and see episodes here. Thank you once again, and for Pocket Watch, let's get out.